Hey, yo, where Nick at? Back there in the cut.
I ended up taking over my mom's bed. She ended up sleeping in my room with my brother because at the time we didn't have enough money for a house for everybody to get a room. So my mom ended up giving me her bed that whole entire time. She ended up staying in my room the whole entire time. It was just a lot, and it's just like now that you think about it, and now that I've been through it, it's just like it molded me, so much just to be a better person. And the reason for that is just because I've been through a lot. Like, I sit around, I walk around, I smile every day. People ask, I give. Um, and it's just like, you get to a point where it's just like, you've been through a lot, so you just don't even try to think about it. But it's tough at the same time because honestly, I do all this for, before I had kids, it was for my mom. It's just the simple fact that she been through a lot. So with her being through a lot, um, and me just continue to work for her because, that's kind of like the only way at the time that I figured we had a way out. It was tough. It was tough for me. So I mean, just all the sacrifices. It's really not more of what I made, because that's what God. God don't bring nothing to your life that you can't handle. I think it was more of my mom that made the sacrifice, if anybody, because she had to do it all on, basically on her own with 5 kids. As far as like having a guy in the house, my mom, we never really had a man in our house. My mom pretty much has been alone throughout my whole childhood. So it's just like it was, I had my dad in my life for sure. My dad is a great dad, but I'm talking about like in my house. It was only my 3 brothers and sisters, my 3 brothers and my sister, and then our mom. Our mom molded us to do everything. Our mom taught us. We seen everything my mom went through. Everything. Um, Everything from abuse. My mom been through a lot, and it's just like that's what molded me to be the soldier I am today. Is just because I watched her be through a lot. She lost her dad at like what, 9, I think. So it's just like something like that. She was very very young, lost her dad. So I never had a chance to meet my granddad. Neither my granddads. My dad didn't even sign his birth certificate. So it's just like it's just so much, man, it helps me. On top of that, just to know that my dad, I never had a granddad, but my son has a granddad. My dad is amazing to my son, to my brother kids, and it's just like when you've been through so much and you see the path that you're heading in, it's just like it pushed me to grind even harder. Like it pushed me to grind even harder. Can't believe I lost to this man. Garbage. Bad section just sold their first Letterman jacket. We working. Jordan. I don't think they ain't Jordan, but they Jordan. Yeah, doing it, yeah, got me hoes, got me in squad, yeah. Wanna be mine, I'm telling it, no, this is my past, yeah. Good pass back. Good, yep. Drop, kick. Good, back out 3. 1. Yeah, keep me down, but that's on the road, yeah. Yeah, I gotta get back, yeah. Yeah, I've been on the road, I'm dodging these hoes. It hurt. Man, you just want to reason to quit. I did hit his face though, hard. You good? We get a point for that. My bad. 3-1. I'm losing that. Nah, I did hit him hard as well.
No, it's you.
I never thought that.
Thunder, bro.
I never thought that Dwayne would like be here. I guess I never looked at it as he could actually be in the NBA. You know, when he started playing, when I put them in sports, I just put them in it to keep them busy. You know, so they wouldn't end up like in the streets or just doing things that they shouldn't be doing. So I put him in basketball and football more for recreational, but it just became something he loved and something that he was good at. So it just opened the doors for other things. So when he started and he began to get recognition for college, I'm like, I had never been to college, so he was getting like an offer to go to college. I'm like, dang, this basketball is really opening some doors for my son. He could be the first in my family to go to college. I had never went to college. So it was just exciting for me. So I looked at, okay, if he can get a full scholarship, then I don't have to try to pay for him to go to college, or it's not an excuse that he can't go to school because he has the opportunity. And it just began to grow bigger. So it was just exciting to see. I guess I just really didn't expect it, and I didn't know how good he was.
Tryna buy the whole road just to whip it. Then I buy a new home just to park it. Gotta push 2 times to start it. I just know that he ain't ride for you. You know I got a rider too, I slide for you. Know she keep that thing, that's what a rider do. You ride for who gon' ride for you? I say, you ride for who gon' ride for you? I told you these, hey. I told these, he keep sending me these beats. I'm like, you can get left if you don't act right. She that tight, the type to make you act right. But I don't know if that shit, I'm tired of you. Spend a block or 2, that's what my Bible do. Don't care about your last shit, I just know that he ain't ride for you. You know I got a rider too, I slide for you. Know she keep that thing, that's what a rider do. You ride for me. Ride for you, you know I got a rider too, I slide for you. Know she keep that thing, that's what a rider do. You ride for who gon' ride for you? I say you ride for who gon' ride for you? I told you these, hey. I told these, he keep sending me these beats.
It's not like Lakeland was just the worst place ever. It was just like I knew I had a bigger purpose in life than just to stay there all my life. I knew, you know, in order for me and my family to have anything at one point, that I had to make it out of there. So I made multiple decisions to just find ways to not be there, you know, through my high school days, and that was one of them. Being with Coach Diane during my AU season, staying over there was one of them. I always wanted to be on the road. I always wanted to be seen playing so that I can, the more offers, the more opportunities. And that's just the mindset I had. I went back in 11th grade, went to IMG. I wanted to leave. IMG didn't really work out. So then I went to Oak Hill. So it was just like, I always wanted to be out of Lakeland and put myself in the best situation for me to succeed. And I feel like I got to the NBA, so I mean, I did that, but it's still, you know, a lot more work to be done. I remember my mom dropping me off, and my mom can tell you, like, I said little close to nothing to her when she dropped me off. It was just like, all right, bye, like, you know, I love you, bye. It was like a drop off. I didn't complain. I knew what I was there for.
It kind of made me nervous for him to go to Oak Hill because he would be going to Oak Hill and he would stay there. So it's like he wouldn't be coming home on the weekends. He wouldn't be in the house with us during the week, during school. So I was nervous, but I also trusted my son, and it's something that he wanted to do, and he felt like going to Oak Hill would give him a better chance of getting everything he needed out of basketball and getting him to the next level to be in college. So I just supported his decision. I was heartbroken taking him up there. It was sad, you know, leaving my son so many miles away, but it worked out for him.
And you know, I embraced it. I never complained about going home. And you know, when I got there, I took it all in. It was different for me. It was an isolation for the world. To me, to focus on what I wanted to do the most is play basketball. And I feel like that's what really helped me mold me into the work ethic I have now, because at Oak Hill, all you could do is go to school and go in the gym. And even after our practice, we would even go back to the gym late night just to play with the regular, you know, with the regular students that were there. That's how bad, you know, I wanted to play the game, and that's how bad, you know, I wanted to make it to the biggest league possible. Word. At Oak Hill, and my coaches would tell you, man, I came there on a mission, and that was to prove that I was, you know, one of the best players in the country. Because at the time when I got to Oak Hill, I was ranked 40. By the time I left Oak Hill, I was ranked 14. And rankings is not everything, but I knew what I was going there for. Like, I was going there to show the world that, you know, I can play this game. Like, you know, I'm considered one of the best to ever play the, you know, one of the best to ever, you know, do what I'm doing. I wanted to be considered one of the best to ever do what I'm doing. And making it here, I'm not saying that I'm the best player in the world. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying there's not that many make it to the league. And I gotta be, you know, one of the top players in the entire world if I made it to the league. And you just gotta keep building on that. But Oak Hill was the first step of, you know, of change for me and my family.
But not rocking with that. My cousin TJ had put me on the studio trying to rock me. I was rocking with him. You played that humble, that's what got me on him.
100,000 on my nigga. Hold out your business, and if you want no better things, you can't call it your feelings. Really on my page, like they should be richer than 100,000 on my nigga, cause I'm the best in my city.
I'm where to order some food.
I don't care about how they shoot, because I know it's going. Get too hard, I'm a different guy. Just trying to vibe for the night, I get a different vibe. You catch a fly, I catch a fly, you know the dinner time. I put a tab for the world, I think it really nice. PG 1607. You ain't gotta be how I said. BG, I'm the king of the 8. You ain't gotta be how I play. You ain't gotta watch what I do. You ain't gotta hit on me too. You ain't gotta hold on my shoe. You ain't gotta say I'm the truth. See me too clean, I step on scene, they look, they say who you. 15 on Skype, who boo. Hit me, I'll do you too. Basie, stay strapped, got two. Pull up on cap, we blue. Right, we flew. They got pat, we flew. Put something to the back, we flew. Miss me with the chips, got bread. Said she love when I grip her head. Go up, go down, go fed. BG 1607. You ain't gotta be pie, I said. BG on the king of the 8. You ain't gotta be pie, I play. 17. You ain't gotta be pie, I play.
We won 3-3, and then PJ won the last one. The whole 9 weeks we was up there, I ain't win a game. And that's all I'm trying to do in the L, get a crib, and work out. But we only driving 20 minutes, you was driving what, an hour to the O?
No, I ain't working out the O, I'm working out the L.
So like 3 dribbles to tie all that stuff in. Cause like that's the max you're gonna get in the game anyways. Especially like if it's one-on-one, your max should be with under 5 seconds to just boom boom. But that 3 dribbles to have you 5, 4. That's all you thinking about in your head is 5, 4. You count down as you going. So it's like it's way better work when you because we competing at the end. Like I got 5 seconds to get a bucket. And from the top.
And y'all all playing. There's 3 different positions out there.
Yeah, it's a point guard, small forward, power forward. You feel me? So it's like you're getting everything. You should know what you're supposed to do on everybody.
A little better than we thought. 30 ball. And then Michael decided that he didn't want to display the Reebok logo that was on his uniform.
Maybe Michael Jordan did come to the '92 Olympics with
In a society that sees significant success.
Then I went up 6 up, and then he asked 2 back. 10,000 seats. You was sold.
These are a couple of your good friends right here.
And he putting on
Every day we come in and watch the game, they're watching your show.
every seat. I bet y'all know who the richest comedian is. Huh?
Kevin Hart.
Nope.
Seinfeld.
All right, have a good game. Just kicking you out.
By law, what he do? Huh? What he do? He owned his own show.
He had that TV show.
Seinfeld. Yes, sir. Got the little dogs. Got these bad ass lights, Yeah.
Super dark.
Yes, sir. I be like,
Lay back down a little bit.
I be like that. I be liking the waves to show hell, yeah. See me though. Yes, sir. You like how I come in here when I throw that do-rag on, them things gonna be laying down. So we gonna keep this cup for about 2 months. And we're gonna do this for about 2 months.
That smooth.
That AU like see probably like as far as like fame, bro. I look at bro like he was the biggest to ever play.
He was
AAU.
Lil Bow Wow.
Yeah, he was like bro. He changed the AAU game when it came to having that camera in front of you. Like bro was the biggest to like with that AAU. He was, you feel me? He was getting to it, and everybody came to the games. Man, we want to watch C. It wasn't really just being real. It was really. It's like here to see C. I'm in the game. I'm mid-game. Like yeah,
I want to see it too.
Yeah, I'm down there here to see it too. Like, cause bro was doing that. Like, bro, our games used to be packed off this man's face.
Bro, that one highlight, bro.
Months before the draft were all over the place. Dwayne, you know, of course we had to find an agent. He ended up finding an agent, and then he had to go to LA to train. I would say that was the most intense part of my life because it was like, yeah, he was out there working out, but then so much came at us, you know, out there, like things began to happen, rumors began to spread. They were trying to say Dwayne had like heart conditions. It was just all over the place.
it was a pretty complicated process.
We were all in New York for the draft. Me and my kids, of course, Dwayne told you I have 5 kids, but me and all my kids, except my daughter, she couldn't make it because she couldn't get off work. But we were all in New York. My family was back at home. So we had got there like the day before the draft, a day or two before the draft, at the 40-40 club. All us was at the 40-40 club, and then Dwayne's coach from Florida State called and was like, hey, you know, Dwayne needs to be over here at the Barclays Center. I think it'd be good if he comes over here. So him and his assistant coach from Florida State, CY, they went over to the Barclays Center, and me and my kids and his friends stayed at the 40-40 club and watched the draft on the screens. And so I'll never forget, Dwayne was texting me because they had got through the first round, and he just began to, like, he was so nervous. He was just like, Mom, they're not gonna call my name. I don't want to be here. You know, can y'all get me out of here? So I'm just trying to, like, keep him calm and say, you know, hey, you know, it's still 30 more slots. Now we're just at the point that we just need your name to be called, because once you get your name called and get to a team, we know that you'll work and become permanent on the team. But he was just so unsettling. As they kept going, I think they got to like the second round, 35 pick. He was like, please call me an Uber, tell them to pick me up, please. So I think right at the moment when Jordan called his agent and was like, hey, we're getting ready to call his name. At that moment, I think Dwayne was getting ready to exit the building, and they called his name.
I got picked. For a minute, it was emotional, man. I was in New York. CY was there with me. My mom was at the 40-40 club with all my friends and family. And just to hear my name, it was just tough, man. It was tough. And at first I didn't know how to feel once I hit the stage and shook the man's hand and wore the hat and went through the process in the back. I didn't know how to feel, and then I just got in front of my mom and just broke down.